I'm gonna go with Cage the Elephant. It's not one of their more popular ones, but Spiderhead
Okay.
it's one of those songs where there's just so many little production elements that I'm like, how can I write a song like this without making it feel like it's just bursting at the seams? Like it's just so tastefully done.
Hmm.
And so from the production element and the way that they bring it all together and the instrumentation, it's a fun song. Of course,
Offhand, do you know what album that one's from? Because they're one of those bands that's really good at evolving from album to album, which I think is a great strength of any band, really.
yeah, that one would be Melophobia if I remember correctly.
Yes, I think I remember actually seeing that on the track list now that you say that. So I had the chance to see them open for Oasis last summer, and it was like
No
the
way.
first time I saw Cage, and I was like really, really impressed and like blown away. Like, obviously, you kind of have to bring it if you're going to open for Oasis, especially with that kind of crowd. But they definitely handled themselves quite well. I mean, pretty much all the bangers you can want to hear, I think they played. So
Yeah, and as a frontman, like to me, like their frontman is incredible. Like I watched videos of him growing up and being like, this guy, like that's what I would like to be if I was a frontman. That like Scott Weiland,
yep.
blanking on his name, but the singer from the Hives. Yeah, so those guys are usually what I kind of like gravitate towards.
Did fronting a band come naturally to you? Was, like, that always kind of your goal that you wanted to be the front person, or did you kind of fall into the role when you looked around the room and nobody else wanted to put their hand up for it?
I always liked karaoke. So
Yeah.
if anything, like that part came naturally. Like the first band that I was in, like the first proper band, I played guitar and sang. And there was a point when we were coming up with the lineup for the new hires where I was like, I can play guitar. I just know that I'm better if I stick to one rather than do both kind of like
Mm.
averagely.
Yeah.
I just told myself, you know what? Like if I'm gonna be a front man, I might as well lean into it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? It just gives you a little bit more freedom to, like, really reach out and connect, right? Like, I'm somebody playing in a three-piece where I'm playing guitar, and the amount of times that, like, kinda wish I had my moment and maybe had somebody else playing the rhythms for a second or playing a lead so I could just do a little bit more. Like, that those moments cross your mind, but I also think there's a little bit of a safety net in playing. I still like having I like having my armor, so to speak, from the crowd.
Yeah. It's kind of like in Targeted Nights where like he doesn't know what to do with his hands.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind of like
I would be that guy.
off the bat. It took me a while where I was just like, I'd be standing on stage and I used to like force myself to grip the mic stand because I just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like I've worked away from that because it just was like a crutch. But like, there's a point sometimes where you're just like, I just don't know what to do with my body when I'm not hiding behind a guitar, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, fair.
it
I
takes
totally
some
get
time,
that,
but you get over it after a while for sure.
for sure.